Pardon me, but could you perhaps lend the crystal? I noticed a pile of scrap metal in the pinnacles. Would you be a dear and fetch me some? Thanks.
Haven't seen the pieces of a broken tablet anywhere, have you? It was just here a moment ago. We had it from a pack of water lurkers, who seemed to be reading and memorizing the inscriptions on it. In the process of recovering the tablet, it was broken, so I was trying to restore it and see what it said. I'd finished treating the tablet's surface with a fish oil preservative, and then a swarm of voltic eels came by. Oh no! I forgot that they're quite fond of fish oil preservative. Those little blighters must have eaten the pieces of the tablet. Can you go and get the missing pieces of the broken tablet from the voltic eels? I asked if you could go recover the missing pieces of my broken tablet from the voltic eels.
But still, one piece is missing. It looks too big to have been eaten. This piece completes the broken tablet.
Bravo! You found the missing pieces. Now to see what was on it. Oh, my dear. I've translated the text of that stone tablet, and it has an incantation of some sort on it. It's a ritual for summoning some horrible sea monster. A giant creature that apparently lies dead or dreaming beneath the waves. Its name is hard to make out. Something with a C. Cablooey? How strange. Sort of silly and dreadful all at once. That sounds risky. The water lurkers reside in a cavern not too far from here. Could you go and stop them? I suspect that the water lurkers are up to no good. Go to their cavern and put a stop to this dreadful ritual.
The water lurkers are all chanting, led by their leader.
Cablooey must wake from his eternal slumber. He will eat all the worlds.
Good thing you stopped them. I suspect, though, that it wouldn't have amounted to much. Still, best to be safe. If you're in a mood to help, there's another bit of translation I could use your assistance with. This tablet is covered with celestial writing. It looks to be some sort of prophecy. I was in the middle of translating the tablet when things got dicey. I found a pedestal with some matching inscriptions on it. These translation notes I put together will do the trick.
Rupert hands you a small stone tablet and a piece of folded paper with possible translations for each symbol.
Take these to the ruins in the center of this area and consult the inscribed pedestal there. You should be able to guess which one. In the ruins, you'll find an inscribed pedestal you can use, along with my notes, to translate this stone tablet.
With Fleming's notes, you were able to quickly translate the small stone tablet. You read it. Spirits 3 guard this domain, manifest in flesh once and again. Eternal vigil their soul constrain, land's envoy shall ease their pain.
Well, that certainly is cryptic. Based on some other markings on the tablet, I think the prophecy actually points to a real place down here. I recall seeing some creatures behaving strangely in the brambles, an area of the grotto we haven't mapped much yet. You should go investigate. Head into the brambles and see if you can find anything that corresponds to the prophecy. If you can find these 3 vigil spirits, perhaps you can let them know they can stand down. Their Celestia is no more. See if you can find some sign of the vigil spirits in the brambles.
You get a sense of some lurking power here, some ancient lingering power awaiting angrily for freedom. Perhaps you should find these vigil spirits and release them. There is a great sense of relief when Ulwark is defeated. It almost seems as if Kuthala is pleased to be defeated. but it almost seemed like Iglis thanked you. The brambles are less turbulent now that the restless spirits are released from their vigil.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were the land's envoy mentioned in the prophecy. Imagine that!
I have seen you aid the strange surface folk, and I believe that you hold Celestia's best interests in your heart. The Pisceans have no such respect for Celestia. They are a blight to this place. Will you help me combat them? I have battled them for many years, but to little success. Will you drive the Pisceans from the Chantry grounds for me? If you are a friend to Celestia, you will help rid these grounds from the Piscean threat. You have done well. They will no doubt return, but they will remember the harsh lesson you taught. They came to this place many years ago, as pawns of the Crustacean Empire. In service to the crabs, they left this place alone. They were mercenaries, hired by the crabs, who are weak and fearful for the most part. They used the Pisceans as their troops. In recent years, the sharks' ambition has overwhelmed their loyalty, and they indulge their savage instincts in destruction. If they are not stopped, they will overthrow the crustaceans. Then they will sift the secrets of Celestian magic from these ruins. If you would help me one last time, you would have my gratitude for all eternity. Long ago, a small part of my internal workings, a celestial cog, became loose enough to fall free from my armor. It was taken by a fish who thought it a snack. It was made of metal and could not be eaten, so it was dropped and lost. Many times, it has been found by fish who try to eat it, then drop it elsewhere. I see the trail on the ground, but can never recover the cog. Can you seek out my lost cog and bring it back to me? Please go and see if you can recover my lost cog. You have restored my missing cog. I am complete once more. I thank you. Now I may continue my tending of the chantry, in the event that the Celestians return to dwell here once more.
I say, I hate to be a bother, as you've been a tremendous help, but there's a matter I could use your assistance with. 3 members of my dock crew have wandered off into the jungle, and I fear the worst. They just disappeared mysteriously, one by one. I can't imagine why they left, but I fear all manner of deviltry. You seem to know your way around here. Any chance you can go and rescue them?
Thank you. I was just working, and I heard a flutter. Next thing I knew, I was in the jungle. I'll head back to camp now.
Goodness, whatever am I doing here? The last thing I remember was seeing a bloodbat coming toward me.
Gadzooks! Those pesky bloodbats mesmerised me and drew me into the jungle. I could have been killed.
Astounding! You're a lifesaver in the truest sense. Those bloodbats will pose a menace as long as they're out there. Can you help us out? Thin out the bloodbat colony a bit? Could you thin out the colony of bloodbats a bit? It would help keep my dock workers safe.
Find a strange carved totem on the ground. You pick it up. Maybe it can be of use to the expedition.
That's not a Celestian artifact. Oh, it must belong to the water moles. I'm sure they'd like it back. I suggest you take that thing to Tupa Tower, their shaman. Could you thin out the colony of bloodbats a bit? It would help keep my dock workers safe.
You bring back lost spirit totem. Truer friend of water moles there never was. Good you found, totem. Old magic in that will be of help to you and sky people. Totem is cursed. Cause much misery. It was not this way always. Bloodbats were not menace before. Now they must be appeased by offering of fire. Sacred fire went out when skyfish crash. You help restore peaceful time to water moles and to sky people. If you light village fire with sacred fire and throw cursed totem into it, bloodbats become happy and they leave us alone.
Tupa Tower hands you an unlit torch and gestures toward the sacred fire.
Light sacred fire and throw cursed totem into flame. All be good then.
You light the torch with the sacred fire. You light the village fire with the torch-bearing sacred fire. A moment later, you throw the cursed totem into the fire.
Curse over now. Peaceful time soon to come.